of all the things that we can invest, why specifically S&P 500? So what did my two girls specifically invest in? Now, if you look at this picture over here, you may notice that on top I pasted a sort of a table. So this is actually the timetable where my two girls invest in this ETF known as the low-cost S&P 500. But it's a very good starting habit because they are still really young. So now the question is, why did anyone would invest in a low-cost S&P 500 index fund? So I just want you to hear from Mr. Warren Buffett, who is the #1 investor all time.
To consistently buy an S&P 500 low-cost index fund, keep buying it through thick and thin, and especially through thin. The temptation gets, when you see bad headlines in newspapers, maybe to say, well, maybe I should skip a year or something. Just keep buying it. American business is going to do fine over time.
Now, I want you to refer to this TikTok video that we have done previously, and here is the recap of the summary of why S&P 500 is a very good choice. #1, don't waste time and money on actively managed funds, because most actively managed funds underperform a low-cost S&P 500 index fund, or rather their index peers. #2, fund managers make money out of the management fee. That is something that you really need to understand. So what does it mean? It simply means that their ultimate goal is to make their fund so attractive so that money moves from your pocket to their pocket, So eventually their asset under management increases, and if they take a percentage cut of this AUM, they will become rich, so that eventually they ride a Lamborghini, and we take the public transport. Yeah, so just take note, I'm just sharing my experience, and whatever things I shared, do not take it like a recommendation or suggestion to buy or sell any securities. Now, in Singapore, there are many brokerage firms, whether is it locally, whether it's in US, so it's a very highly competitive industry. But what I did is just out of convenience, actually I use this broker called Interactive Broker. If any one of you are interested, you can just go to this website, which is tinyurl.com/IBVIA TikTok. And then once you open an account, you can choose to download an app into your phone. And let me share with you specifically how you can start investing in S&P 500 in just a few clicks. Now, if you look at this slide over here, you can see once you log into your mobile app, there is a small little double arrow icon over here. So what you need to do is just click on this, go to the next screen, and there is only one button, which is the recurring investment. So after you click on that, click on the last button, and then you move on to the next screen. For this screen, you have to be very careful, because for step #1, you have to key in the ticker symbol of that specific S&P 500 ETF. And because ETF is also a stock, so you need to select stock. After you've done it, you can select your start date. For example, 1st of any month that you like. And then here you can choose the frequency. So for me, I choose every month. And for those people who are sort of tight of cash, maybe you can select every quarter, maybe every 6 months with semi-annual, or even annually. So what you need to do is you just need to select the end date if you wish, but because I intend to do this forever, so what I'll do is I'll check off this box over here which shows no end date. So after I've done this, the rest is quite intuitive, because nothing much. Show you, are you okay? You click on it, are you okay? Click on it, and then eventually success. So now the question is, why would me start investment for my kids very early? So I want you to watch this very short clip spoken by our Prime Minister, Mr. Lawrence Wong.
We have to be prepared to stay employed and work longer. That's why we have been talking about raising the retirement age and the re-employment age for some time. Today, our retirement age is 63. The re-employment is 68, which means employers must be prepared to offer the seniors a re-employment contract to work up to 68. And shared that we plan to raise this to 65 and 70 by 2030. But we also know that it's not easy for people, for older workers, to stay employed.
So the key statement in his video is he stated that the re-employment age is going to increase until age 70 by 2030, which also means that by age 70, if you are still struggling with money, we still have to work. So now the question is not whether do we want to work or do we want not to work, but if we choose to work, would anyone hire us at age 70? which is why it's important for us to start investing as early as we can. So I just want to leave a very important and a meaningful quote from my perspective. Sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree long time ago, said by Warren Buffett. So again, I want to hear from you, your perspective about investing as early as we can so that we don't have to work at age 70. So again, please comment on this video politely and respectfully, and I shall see you in the next video. See you soon. Goodbye.